Hello, I'm back. It's been 2 months, you fucker. I'm on that Technoblade fucking. Oh, okay, I'm back. I'm back with What If Percy Was Trained by Persephone and Hades, Part 8? Part 8. Last time we left off, they rushed off, they got into a train. Obviously, Percy was talking to Talia as well as talking to his best friend, Grover, and both of them kind of getting into a heart-to-heart scenario. But with that, they kind of, got to a unbanded kind of like ski place as, him and D'Angelo were talking for a bit as she was like, do you hate me? It's like, I don't, but Nico might. I think they had kind of a conversation about themselves until they heard gunshots. As this is where we're going to start the video. As Percy sees men, guns pointed at them, skeletons as well, with pistols pointed at them. As he hears a kind of a very deeper voice. Get on your knees. We will have to shoot you. As he's covering right now, he's covering Grover as well as D'Angelo with his body. As D'Angelo looking at him says, what are you doing? He says, don't worry about it. As Percy smiles, as he uses his green eye and he looks around, he smiles, starts laughing a bit, kind of chuckles, as he says, you clearly has lost your mind, but if you haven't, you want to mention why, as the trees crash over, as you see a ginormous boar, and he sees it. The power of Pan, as he looks over at Grover's freaking the fuck out. As he looks at his cup that he has in his hand, as he sees the birds pop out and start flying away. He's like, shit. He looks at Grover, he grabs Grover as the boar smashes through the man as bullets rain, as he gets hit with one, bruising his skin. He's like, rubber bullets. Painful, but not lethal. He looks over at Talia. He looks over at Talia, D'Angelo, holding Grover. What's his other name? The hunter girl. Looks over and says, how are you at shooting? As she's like, I'm the best. Good. As he draw he says, because I might need you to shoot guns out of people's hands. As he stops time, grabs all of them as best as he physically possibly can, and starts rushing out, his body tensing as it goes. But he's handled more. He's holding on to it. 5, 6, 7. He jumps up. 8. Lands onto the boar. Grabs the boar's horn. 10. Time stops. As the boar starts running onto the opposite direction, as one skeleton pulls out his gun. I told you I might need you to snipe guns. As both Zoe pulls out her arrow, boom, shoots first arrow. As D'Angelo pulls out her, boom, 2 guns snap away, falling into the snow. As holding on to the boar's horns, he smiles and says, "Good one." As Zoe looks at him and says, "That was impressive." Had it been a struggle fest for you to hold that for that long. As uh, Percy almost smirks in a way. No, actually, I've gotten used to it. It's just pain, really. It's nothing that big. Uh, as the boar starts to ride on, as Zoe looks at Percy kind of in a new light, with this shadow of understanding that he's not just a mortal human. He's not just a man. He's a man with abilities that outclass most. He's a man who would sacrifice a lot for his family. As they ride on, as Grover says, "Did you feel that, Percy?" He's like, "Yes, it was Pan." As he almost looks at Percy, says, "You think?" "I think so. I think we could most likely hope that it will happen." As they keep on riding until the boar finally gets them off. As they start walking into the desert. Them sort of chatting as the time goes on. Talia chatting about how it was kind of crazy that they finally saw Pan's energy. Zoe and D'Angelo both kind of like conversating about the next plan, the next objective. As they see a car blitzing through the desert as it almost crashes into them as Talia rips rips Zoe back as D'Angelo gets ripped by Percy, as well as Percy grips Grover back as it blitzes forward. As he feels a familiar energy. Weakened because of Percy's eye, but still there. He opens the car door as he sees the god of war, Ares. As he looks at him and says, "Twerp." At least as Percy kind of walks up to him confidently, "At least this twerp still has a win against you. I would love to trash talk with you, but there's a lady that's waiting for you." "Lady, you say?" Step in. As Talia grabs his shoulder and looks at him. You know who it is. As the love energy, he can sense it. The god of love. Persephone? No, Persephone. Persephone. No. We're making jokes. Sorry. He looks at Talia and says, "Don't worry. I got this." He takes a step into the car as his eye is overloaded with love energy. Love magic. As he grabs a mirror until he feels it. He feels the nonsensical of everything, and he blasts it all away. And as the car door shut, as she starts talking about something, it finally clarifies. "Annabeth and you are such a lovely couple, and because of you think that I give a fuck." As the senses kick back in. The ringing in his ears calmed down as his eye pulses, 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 pulses. Give a fuck what you think about my love life, don't ya? And she kind of looks at him, cockeyed. It doesn't. She smiles, but it's not a smile, it's a grimace. Persephone, that if you say another word about my mother, we will have to see it as an act of war. I'll tell you this, though. For all your problems and tribulations, between all of the words that you said that might be lies, might be truths, I do love Annabeth with all my soul and all my heart. And you might think I'm retarded for not taking your path as the gracious love God you are. But I'll say this to you, goddess. You've caused more tragedy than most, and I do not like you. As he stands up in the limousine looking at him, his eye barely holding back the love energy, but he can handle it for just a bit longer. He's crushing his arm, making his hand bleed. Also, I don't like cheaters. Goddess. Opening the car door, he steps out. As Ares looking at him. Hope you didn't upset her. As his green eyes, almost bloodshot in a way. Please leave me to my quest, to our quest. He corrects himself as Ares sits in, shuts the door, and drives away. As Zoe looks at him and says, "What did they want to talk to you about?" Is with one of his bloodshot eyes, he looks over at Zoe and he says, "Stupid shit." As they start walking, as they find what they would call now the graveyard or the garbage pot for the gods. As they start walking through it, basically making the deal that no one touches anything. They start walking far as they see a enormous giant. Oh shit, that's kind of cool. As Percy hits it in the back of the toe, as it moves, starts going forward, Percy says, "I didn't do that. That was not my fault." As it stands up and as it looks at D'Angelo. "What did you get? What did you steal?" As Percy almost says it with this tone of anger and rage in his voice, as he can see it. A statue of Hades. It's the only one he doesn't have. A hand comes down, smashing into the earth as Talia grabs Zoe, launching her forward as Percy grabs both Grover and D'Angelo. As D'Angelo's like, I'll fix it. As she's like, no, you will not. Looks over at the machine and sees an access place. "You stay here." He stops time running, pushing it to 15 seconds. His body starts ripping apart, it feels like, the flames of his chest. He gets into there, though. As you see the machine start smashing into its face over and over and over again as it falls. As Percy stops time again, trying to escape. He crushes through the glass. He can only hold it for 5, though. Until exhaustion takes over. He falls. His machine lands on top of him. As this is where we're going to end the video, I hope you guys like it, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.